Hello you lovely, lovely people. Welcome back to this channel. And today we're going to talk about the losses that happen here to foreigners. And first off, let me start off by saying that we all know the risks here. And I don't mean the danger risks of going to dangerous places. I mean the risks of the possibility of losing everything that we've done here. And I understand that many of my subscribers and many of my followers would never do what I've done and what a lot of foreigners do here, which is doing this, buying land and building a house. And what I'm doing now is planting fruit trees, as you all know, for the future. And the possibility of losing everything is very high in some cases, because no matter if you break up from your partner and you have bought somewhere and you've built a house and you've spent your savings, the chances of you getting anything remotely back is remote. It is. And this is the chance that we take. And I think to take chances, it's not such a bad thing, is it? Look at the chances many of us have taken in the West with our previous marriages or previous relationships. And we lose more in the West because everything has a higher value. So you bought a house, you got divorced, you might have got like a little bit out of it. And if you have kids, you get even less out of it, because the house is a family house in the UK if you've lost that, or in the West. And the courts look at that as, well, the kids stay there, the wife stays there, and she moves on with someone else. So you do lose a lot no matter where you are, being the man. It's just the way of the world. But I think a big difference is when we're in the West and we've had our wife, and we've built something, we've had the money to be able to recover, meaning you're probably working. So you've got money that is being replenished, so to speak, after the breakup. But here, many people, when they come here, they've got their pensions, many people. Not me yet, but I will eventually. And they've only got a limited amount of money in the bank. So when they've depleted that, and they've then only got their pensions, they are not able to do this again. And it does leave a bad taste in the mouth. Like, I lost over 2 million pesos when I first come here. And that's not a great deal of money. I know people, it's not a great deal of money, but it's enough. It's enough. It was almost 2.5 million pesos. But that was like 9 years ago, or whatever it was, when I first come here. Green. I was green, people. I was green. But you pick yourself up. You have to. Otherwise, it'll drive you nuts. But this is the risk that we take. Is we come here, we buy somewhere, and it's all in good faith. You might be getting on very, very well with your partner or your wife, and you don't think of it as you might break up and you might lose everything, which does happen, unfortunately. But it's the risk you take. And if it does happen, then we already knew that to begin with, what's going to happen. We're going to probably walk away with absolutely nothing. And like I said, it can leave a bad taste in your mouth. And families play, in some relationships, families play a big part. And your partner might be influenced by them. And I mean, influenced in the respect of wanting, which I've said in previous videos, and it happened to me as well. I've had a lot of things happen to me here, but I've been here for a long time, and like I said, I was green, and I didn't have anyone telling me the things to watch out for. And I didn't used to watch YouTube then, so I didn't really know how it worked here. So I learned all on my own. So I made big mistakes, big mistakes. I did that. I know I did that. And families, like I said, play a big part in here, whether you're going to be successful or a failure. But what I will say here, people, and I really mean this, is it's not your job, okay? What's wrong with this camera? I think it's the sun. I don't know. I do apologise. Look who's here. It's Smith Jr. It's Smith Jr. eating an ice pop. Because we're going to the river in a minute and we're going to find some shells in the river. I think Mammy's coming as well, but she is feeling a bit...
Ice pop, Mommy.
What's Mammy doing, son?
Yeah, Mommy's eating ice pop.
Oh, she's eating ice pop as well. But Mummy is feeling a bit lethargic because she's due in the next few weeks to give birth. So, yeah, it's an anxious time for me, people. She doesn't seem bothered about it. Yeah, we will, son. I'll just make this video, okay, and then we shall move on. Okay. Oh, there's no coconuts there. So, it's not your job to take care of the family. And I know many subscribers and many people say, well, that's the deal. Well, it's not the deal. It's not the deal at all. Your responsibility is your wife, your partner. And I know many of you take on kids that have been from a previous relationship here. And in the West as well. I know plenty of people who they've got relationships and they've taken on someone else's kids. So what? It's not a big thing, is it? It happens all over. But it's your responsibility to take care of your family. That doesn't necessarily mean extended family, like could be the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, you know, her brothers, her sisters. That's not your place. And the sooner you realise that and the sooner you get through that, the better off you will be. And not just financially better off, but mentally better off. Oh, my son's under the tree, look. He's sensible. Oh, what's happened? He's sensible. He's sensible. So we know the risks when we come here, and we know that the law isn't for us. But there's two ways we can, there's two things we can do. We can either, if things go wrong and we lose everything, we can either pack up and go back home, or we can pack up in that house and move on. And that's what I did. And I didn't expect to have all this again. But I have. And I could lose it just as easily. And I'm not one of these people who think, or who will say, it'll never happen. Oh, look at that bee. The bee stung me on my elbow. So that's going to swell up in a minute. Oh, a lampinnig, son. Lampinnig. No, on me. No, don't run away. He got me on the elbow. He got stung the other day on the head and on the ear. So, as I said, I'm not one of these people who thinks it's never going to happen to me. I'm big-headed about it, because you never know, do you? I mean, yeah, he got me on my elbow, son. It's okay. Yeah. Oh, yes, he's showing you his finger, people, where he got stung on his on his finger with a lampinnig yesterday. It can happen to any of us. It can happen to any of us. And we can try and choose the right person. Yes, of course we can try and choose. And hopefully 9 times out of 10 we do, or we have. But you've got to remember not to have a hatred for the country if you've come here and you have spent your money, knowingly spent your money, that it can go terribly wrong, and we do lose everything. You've got to pick yourself up, people. Dust yourself down. This is the part of being more resilient. And like another thing, because many foreigners like myself is older than our wives, right, or partners, when we die, don't think that they are going to... Here's my wife now, look. How are you feeling? Here she is. Here she is. Hey? Hey? She's good? You good? Yeah? Wow. Another few weeks, people, and that'll be out. Thank goodness. So we have to have that feeling of when we die, they're going to be all right. They are going to be all right. They are very resilient. They are much more resilient than we are. And because they are younger than us, they will probably find another person. And quite right too. I said this to my wife. She said, oh, Stephen, don't talk like that. I said, Mira, when I'm dead and gone, don't stay on your own just because of me. And she said, oh, don't talk like that. I says, your life is your life, Be as happy as you possibly can be, because you only get one. You only have one life. Make the most of it. So if I'm dead and gone and someone else moves in here, they do. That's how it is. That's life. But I don't think of, I'm doing all this for nothing. I'm doing all this and I might lose it. No, because to me, I'm a winner in a way that this will be left, for my sons, regardless of what happens here with my wife, if the worst ever did happen. But I haven't lost anything. I've gained. Because I will have another one in 2 or 3 weeks' time, and I will have 2 beautiful kids here. Something I thought I would never have again. And my wife keeps checking the avocado trees for flowers to see if it's going to be producing avocados this year. It's not. It's only been in there 3 years. It's a grafted tree, so it should be producing about 5 years. But our rambutan is producing, and those were planted at the same time, but rambutan producing 3 to 5 years. So we've got rambutan, or there will be when it's time for cropping. So make the most of it here, people. Don't let people put you off by saying, just rent, move on. Well, if you're on your own, and if you have a partner and you haven't got kids, well, that perhaps is a good thing to do. But for me, it's not, because for me, I'm thinking of the future of my family here. Regardless of what happens, regardless if I die in a year or I die in 10 or 20 or 30 years, you do things for the future. If you was to only do things for yourself, then what's the point? If you do things for yourself when you're on your own, yes, that's the thing to do. But when you're with a family, you think of the future. You think of the possible financial gains, not for yourself, although you're paying for everything. You're thinking of the financial gains for your family, because schooling costs a lot of money here for kids. So if I die in 5 years' time, my wife will have this fruit, and she'll be able to sell that fruit, and she will be able to put our kids, through a good education. And that's why we have all of this land. It's not because we want the land, or it's because it's an investment, not for me, but for my family. But please, I emphasize this. I know a lot of you have good families here where, they are working and they don't need the money from a foreigner. But listen, please, people, if there's one top tip I can give, it would be, don't be manipulated by your partner's family. And if your wife is or your girlfriend, partner is manipulating you, get out of it. Get out of it. Don't succumb to that wanting like I did for a while, because it brought me down. It nearly broke us up. Put it that way. It nearly broke up the relationship that we had, or that we have. And then my wife put her foot down, or she was putting her foot down and saying to them, don't keep doing it. But they did keep doing it. And now my wife has a half decent relationship with her uncle and her auntie who was doing it. And now they seem sorted. They haven't asked anything of me for a long time now. I'm not saying it'll never happen again, but it's stopped. And that's because we were adamant that enough is enough. Enough is enough. So don't feel bad about, thinking, I'm going to build something here, I'm going to buy something, and it goes wrong. Yeah, you can have a bit of taste in your mouth, but it's the way of the land. We all know that. So we're walking into it not blindfolded, because there's so much information now about this, about how we know that we can't have land here. We can't own the land. And if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. And that's it. That's the end of the story. But you can have a good time here. We live a simple life. And that's the way that we choose. And my little boy wants to come into the camera. Look, bless his heart. There he is. No, he's on this side, isn't it? So don't do that. He's been fishing. He's been fishing for one of these, for an angel fish. But that's it, people. I'm going to go because my little boy's not going to leave me alone. And we've got to go to the river and get some snails, haven't we? But this is my life. It's not your life. It's my life. And I lead my life this way. A lot of you couldn't even put up with this. I know you couldn't. A lot of you like that city life, and you like to mingle with your own kind of people. I don't. And I've always been the same way, where I've enjoyed my own company. I really do enjoy my own company, and I don't need other people around me to make me feel whole. The only people I need around me is my family here. And to have them around me every day can be bloody annoying with my little boy, because he's really demanding. But I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't change what I have for the world. And I certainly wouldn't go back to my place of origin, the UK, to lead that kind of life again. And I would never be able to have this in England again. Never in a million years. I would never be able to own a tiny fraction of what I've got here. But that's it. So if someone loses everything here, we knew what we was getting into in the very beginning. And as hard as it may be, seem at the time, we knew it. So we've only got ourselves not to blame, because we didn't do it with a bad taste, or with a bad kind of feeling, but we left with that bad feeling because we have spent all of our savings here, and we haven't got that job to replenish the money. We've only got what we have, which most of you have got a pension, whether it be big or small. You've got to live by your means, because you aren't earning money on a monthly basis. But that's it. So wherever you are, like I say, whatever you're doing, do it well, and stay safe, everybody. That's very important. Take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, you are number one. And I don't mean that in a selfish way. I mean, you've got to take care of yourself before you take care of anybody else, because your prime health is what matters here. If you aren't healthy, how can you take care of your family? If you haven't got that feeling of happiness, how can you take care of your family? So take care of yourself first, and then you will give the family that you have, whether you have children or not, a girlfriend or a wife, you'll be able to give them your best, and it reflects. Happy wife, happy life. That's very true indeed. Happy wife, happy life. But now, people, we are going to go to the river, and we're going to be strolling through the river, because it's only that deep at the moment, because there hasn't been a lot of rain. In fact, there's been no rain. And we're going to get some shells. My little boy wants to get shells, not to eat, but he wants to keep them. Okay?
Yeah.
We're going to get shells?
Yeah.
Okay, so say bye-bye, people, over and out. Bye-bye, people, over and out. Take good care. Whatever you're doing, try and do it well. No bad feelings. Thank you.